Hello Stampers, this is Pat Ertman from West Bend, Wisconsin. Today I'm going to feature another funky fold. This funky fold was taught to me by Sandra Taves from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Very, very simple, but a very, very dramatic card. So let's get started. We're going to start off with a piece of Whisper White cardstock cut to 5.5 to 8.5 inches. We're going to score it at 4 1/4 and fold. Then we're going to take our paper cutter. This is the new Stampin' Up! Paper cutter that will be featured in the new catalog. And so what we're going to do with this is we're going to cut off 1 inch from each side. And this cutter is great for that because you can put it at 1 inch, and then there's this little tiny mark which I will line up first. Can you see? I just lined up the little arrow there with my line, and it makes it a very accurate cut. Just going to cut 1 inch. Exactly at the 1 inch mark. Then I'm going to flip it over. Put that mark again right, that little bitty mark right at the 1 inch mark, and I'm going to cut it again. So now we have 2 flaps, and look at how perfectly those are cut. The next thing we're going to do is take the same one, and we're just going to line that up on the line here, the cutting line. And then we are going to take, again, that little pointy area, little pointy or indentation area, and just cut that right off. And then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing. Just line up that little fold line off just a hair. It's actually very easy to line up. So you can see I have the little notch here lined up with my cutting. My cut line already, and I do that, and I cut it, and look at that. Perfectly cut. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Garden Lane Designer Series paper, which will soon be discontinued, and I cut the 2 pieces 4 inches long by, this one's 3 1/4 inches, and then 3/4 inches, and then 3/4 inches. If you're worried about the directions for this, I have them on my blog, giftedhandsinc.typepad.com, and you can check out the directions and step-by-step directions there, and also all the materials are listed there also with a link to my website. So this is a little shortcut I've taught a couple times before. Whenever I add my cardstock to my cards, I just flip it over and I do as much, if not all, of my taping ahead of time. Then I don't have to pick up that mono every time, but I'm going to just make sure this is upside right, and I am going to adhere it to the card. So I just pick that up with my finger and put that right here. And pick this up with my other one and put it right here. And there you go. You've got the beginning of your card already set to go. Okay, by the way, if you're trying to remember what my blog name is, this is my Stampin' Up! Website. This is my blog, or you can just say Gifted Hands Inc. And then I do have a hostess code that goes through the end of May. If you join my team, this is actually one of our card challenges for this month for our team. And there were about 10 other people that did the same card, but different versions of it, and we all have copies. So we have 10 different cards with this fold or more that we can use and share. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to get our tree going. So this is the Sweet Silhouettes dies. These will, and the stamp set will be in the new catalog, so you don't have to worry about them going away. But they are so pretty, you might want them right now. So they feature a tree. They feature a dandelion, which actually I'm going to show you another card how to make that with a dandelion. And then the words forever, adventure, and inspire. So I already pre-cut on basic black. I pre-cut the tree. So the tree had lots of little pieces, and it still has a couple pieces in it yet. So we have this handy dandy tool to take those out with, and I wanted to share that with you because we used to have a separate tool, but now we have this take a pick tool, and you can put all kinds of different accessories on it to use it. You can lift things with it. You can use a stylus with it. It even has an extra pad in there. An extra sticky. This is a sticky thing that I'll show you how to use later. But then they came out also with, you get 2 spongy pads so that if one of yours gets wrecked, you have another one. And then you just screw this on. And voila, you have a tool to rub out all those extra pieces. So if you put this over the top, it saves a ton of time, and all your little pieces come out, and you are set to go. So we'll set that tool aside, but we will be using it again. All right, so here's our tree. And I think I missed just one little piece right here, so we'll get that out of there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull our silicone pad. And I like to use dots adhesive. You can use glue or whatever else, or you could use adhesive sheets. But all I'm going to do is take the dots, because they don't make all those little spider webs like the regular mono does. And I'm just going to put it all over, except for at the very edge of the trees, because those are going to hang over. So I'm going to add lots of little mono on here. And if you notice, it doesn't stick to here. Now, if I put it on my paper, it'd be stuck all over my paper. So I'm going to take the tree, and I'm going to attach it, and I want the end to look like the tree's growing right out of the cardstock. So there. Okay, so it's all set to go. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is add the words, and again, these I just die cut on a die cut machine. We're going to be getting a new die cut machine, so maybe then I'll do a video on it, but most of you I know already know how to die cut, so I don't need to show you how to do that. And again, I could use that little brush to brush this out, but it's so easy to pop out of here that I don't need to do that. So again, I'm going to take my silicone mat and my dots mono adhesive, and I am going to just go over the top, and I'm going to put the words inspire down here. Now this card would be perfect for anybody that is stuck in their house right now, because the inside saying, first of all, it's to inspire you, and the inside saying tells people how much you miss them and how you should face the day. So the next thing I'm going to do is I need to put the dots on the inspire on the eyes, because it bothers me if they're not there, because I used to teach writing classes. So I'm going to take my Tombow glue, and I'm just going to put a dot here and a little dot here, and they dry clear, and they take a while to dry. So you can set it there ahead of time. Now I'm going to take my pick tool, and I'm going to stir this off, and I'm going to put back on this tool, which has a little sticky end. And I saved my little dots from before, so I have them up here. So I've got my little dot on there, and all I have to do is take it with the pick tool and take it off and stick it on my card. So there's one there. And again, I have the other one up here. So I just picked it up. It's right on the end there. I'm just going to stick it on there. So see how wonderful that is? Remember how hard it was to get those little tiny pieces on? Well, now we have this take a pick tool, and it's a dream come true. And there we go. So there we go. So that's the outside of our card. Okay, for the inside of our card, I'm first of all going to pull out another pad, and I think these are discontinued, and I just love them. These pads make you stamp like a champ. So I'm going to pull a stamp set that is very inspiring, and it is called Enjoy Life. And I'm going to use the saying inside that says, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. And then I'm going to put down missing you. Now, couldn't you send that to a lot of people right now? I believe so. So let me get stamping. I'm going to use black Memento ink. And I've got the stamps right here on our box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink it up. Now, I found from past experience that the first time I ink it, it isn't always perfect. So I always try it on the paper first. See, and you can see it would have missed part of the middle if I hadn't done that. And now I'm going to put it on my card, and I'm going to put it on a count a little bit. Just let that paper soak up that ink. So there we go. And then I'm going to do the Miss You, and again, try it over here to make sure that the ink's all over it. And then I'm going to put the Miss You underneath here. So I can think of 100 people that I could send that to right now that are all confined to their home. And that would be the end of the card. So super simple. So I like this fold so much that I did do a second card, and that card looks like this. And this again is with these dies. You have this wonderful little dandelion that comes with this also. So we're going to use that on this card with the magnolia paper. So in this case, I did already cut the card ahead of time to save some time, because I like to do more cards per hour. And since I have the words out and I have the ink out, I'm going to stamp the inside of the card right away. Same card. And then I'm going to stamp the Miss You. And that's your inside of your card. We're going to put the ink away and cover it up, because I've learned from past experience, if you don't, it's all over your card later. Dry it out a little bit. And now we're going to add our Magnolia Lane paper. So I thought the leaves went really good with dandelions, and then the flowers were also really pretty with that too. So again, I'm going to put adhesive all over everything. Oops, I did the right one. Oops, I did the wrong side of that one. That's all right, we'll flip it over. I could take that off. That's what I like about the dots. You can actually rub them off. So later on I'm going to rub them off my card. So first of all, I'm going to put the center on. Then I'm going to add Magnolia Lane over here. And I'm going to add some Magnolia Lane over here. Now there is a mono on the front of here because I accidentally put it on the wrong side. So later on I'll just rub and these dots will come right off. So no big deal. If you use regular adhesive, you'd be done for and have to start over. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Paddle Pink cardstock, and I think it's about, yeah, 1.25 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to stick it into the punch. Punch one side of the banner, and then I'm going to stick it on the other side and punch the other side of the banner. So we now have a really pretty banner to put on our card. I'm going to adhere it down the middle with just a mono. Make sure you don't go all the way to the ends or you'll have your card stuck to the sides. So there we go. We've got our banner. And then again I have the words inspire. I'll add the dots later to this because you saw how to do that. I'm going to pull out my silicone mat. I'm going to add lots of mono to it. And okay, there's the words inspire. Again, with this paper, with this mono adhesive, you can move it around a little bit if you don't like it. The last part we have to do is take our dandelions, which I just misplaced, and add them to the front. There they are. And again, I'm going to use my silicone pad, flip these over, and put mono adhesive, especially on that nice long stem. And I like to put the words on first so that I know where my dandelions should go. So I'm going to put one of them right here, and I'm going to make a funky little one right there. And I think I'll have that hang off, and I'll just cut off the end of it later. And there you go. Another really pretty card, really fast and easy fold. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, the details are on my blog right now. They should be on there, step-by-step directions with the measurements. And I have a hostess code if you're interested in ordering anything, and my website is patertman.stampinup.net. I will be videotaping tomorrow a pocket fold done several different ways. It was part of my Poppy class, and people asked me if I'd do a video on it, so they had the measurements. So that's on board for tomorrow, so make sure you check back to my blog or YouTube page to see what it's like. Thank you. Happy stamping!